had a bill back in 2014 that I thought was completely covered by Medicaid. And, I never saw it again. So this warrant came out of nowhere, and so they impounded my van. Soon I'm in a cell. It was very uncomfortable and scary, just a whole big mess.
We just heard from single mom Melissa, who spent 3 days in jail over a 5-year-old ambulance bill that she said she didn't even know about it. Still with us, our attorneys Peter Holland and Randall Lindley. Randall, I want to ask you, after hearing Melissa's story, what do you have to say in response to that?
Well, first of all, I want to say to Melissa, I'm very sorry to hear that she had to go through that. That's a horrible story, and I'm very sad for our system that she would have to endure that. So I'm sad to hear that kind of a story. Now, with that being said, I do think that medical debt, there are other types of debtors that can have similar stories of the judicial process failing them. That doesn't mean we stop requiring people to pay debts. Now, to the extent that the consumer advocacy groups want to suggest to our Congress and our legislature to change the law so that medical debt gets reevaluated because of the failure of the parties to agree as to what the value of that is, that's another issue, but that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is the failure of the judicial process to deal with difficult circumstances.
Well, and I would argue, Randall, that I think that is exactly what we're talking about today. Anyone who's ever had health care provided, I had surgery 3 years ago, and I still have bills showing up I have no idea what they're for. Literally no clue, zero clue. And I'm a physician. My point is that I can't imagine if this is happening to someone who is a single mother of 3, and they're not even getting the bill because it's going to an old address.
Right.
This happens across the country. It happens to everyone.
Yes.
And that's, to me, I think the conversation then is if we know this is happening and we all agree that it's not fair, yet this is how the process is,
Right.
and Randall, you acknowledge this is the way the judicial system works. Peter, how can we fix this?
There is some hope. Actually, Washington State in July of this year passed a statute that said if it is a debt arising out of medical debt, a judgment from medical debt, there shall be no body attachment. So at least one state has said, yes, there is a difference in medical debt versus something else. So I think that that's really important. It is a different type of debt. How do we fix it? I think you today are doing a great job by publicizing it. This happens all over the country. People do go to jail. We love to say that we do not have debtors' prisons in this country. But when a judge orders an arrest, sets the bond in the amount of the judgment, that is a de facto debtor's prison in most people's view.